Hello.
Hi, can you all hear me? I'm down here. Hi. So, hello everybody, and thank you for all coming out. This is our little community performance. We're going to play at the State Fair Saturday, hard to believe, at 4:48 in the afternoon. Nice at the coolest part of the day. And hopefully we'll be able to play again that evening. There are 49 bands at the fair this year. Top 16 go on to finals. So we've been fortunate enough we've been able to make it the past 3 years. So we're very happy about that, and hopefully we'll have another shot at it. For a few people, okay, how many marching band, either here or other marching band alumni are there in the audience? Raise your hand. Yeah, we know we're crowd. Okay, so let me explain State Fair. Let me explain this just real quick. So this is different, and the reason that we do this is for several reasons. Primarily, when we started doing this, it was never my intention to stay in the State Fair. I come from a field marching experience, and so I was like, yep, maybe that might be where we're going in a few years. And we did the State Fair 2011 and kind of fell in love with it. And it makes this, it's a really nice thing. It's really cool because seemingly every night, these guys, every competition that we do in July, it's at night, it's under the lights, which is something that you just rarely get to do. And what's really cool is we hit it hard. These past 3 weeks are kind of like a drum corps where we hit this show, because all you're going to see here has been done in the past 3 weeks. And we like that because once school year starts, we can find this thing called work-life balance, and for all these kids, it's amazing how many things these kids do. It is unbelievable how many things these kids do, and so we want to make sure that they're given education, and all that stuff a great priority. We find that this is a great means to do it. However, there's a very interesting thing about the State Fair. Do you notice the cones in the back?
No.
That's the width of our field. So we march on a dirt track. It's a little different. This is actually only the second time these guys have marched on grass so far this year. So it's a very different thing. Show length is 4 to 6 minutes, and it's a lot of bands. It's a world I did not really know about, but there are 49 bands on Saturday, which is unbelievable. So the show is called Communication Breakdown. And in the show, what we're going to do for you is break it down into chunks. Partially because I think it's good to explain what's going on. And the other partial part is we haven't practiced yet, so it gives us a nice little warm-up here as we get through the show. So we have not run through the show at all yet. We're just going to go. We're going to do the thing. We want to talk a little bit about it. First of all, you'll see the backdrops in the back, these brains with wires and tentacles. This was designed by Coda Myers. I don't even know if she's here. Is she here? Yes, she is, Coda. And professionally printed by Jamie Nance, I might add. They look beautiful. And so, wonderful job back there. What you're going to see is the idea behind the show is it's the basic idea of the stages of an argument, and especially dealing with an argument, dealing with conflict in today's society. Now, I am a stickler for tradition. I am stuck mentally marching band in about 1996. So the stuff, this has been difficult for me. So we're experimenting. We're experimenting with some sampling. You're going to hear some electronics at the beginning. You're going to see more visual movement from these kids than we have done in the past 5 years combined. We're trying to push. I've realized that while I'm stuck in 1996, everybody else is not. And so we need to kind of push that a little bit each year. So I hope you kind of enjoy this, and we're going to walk through chunks of the show. This first part is just a straight-on aggressive yelling match, is the idea behind this. Very traditional, aggressive marching band, and you're going to see motion and movement from the kids right away, leg work right away. We're going to open with a sample track, which is kind of different. So using some communication sounds and things to set the mood as they get into their sets. And if you look at the very beginning of the show, you're going to see on the field as they move, it's going to be dot, dash, dash, dash. You're going to see Morse code on the field, like SOS, okay, or the little pods that you see. So we're going to chunk this through, and hope you like what you see.
The number you have reached is not in service. Communication failure.
This is like the weirdest warm-up for them ever. All right, so the next thing that they're going to do is the second half of the opener here. And throughout it is featured the SOS. Da, 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 da. So you're going to see that theme carried throughout the ensemble. This is kind of interesting because this is weird for me, and this was the first show where I've had no writing. I traditionally write the shows, and this year we've kind of farmed it out. I have a little kid, so I don't have time. And so it's kind of interesting to see how the sounds and things have been played in a very different way. So we're going to do to the end of the opener now, and the big thing you'll see is a lot of the dot, 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 dash, dash, dash. You can see the random words on there. The tentacles are connecting to all the different words, but they're very random. They don't really have a meaning yet. That will come later.
From here, end of the opener. Got it? Got it.
One, two, ready, go.
The opening, the first movement is called, I'm trying to pronounce it right, schism, or schism. So it gives the idea of the kind of mood we're trying to set. The second movement is called communication. And in that, we're going to start building a dialogue between the group. And you'll see some varying ideas being spread around, the melody being moved from instrument to instrument to instrument. And you're going to start seeing phrases come up soon on that back wall that actually start to make sense. You'll see two opposing phrases as we get through this movement. All right, so we'll show you the next little chunk here.
So the first tempo change, yes? Yes. Here we go.
One, two, ready, go.
so the second half of the ballad is when more of the things happen. You're going to see a lot more motion. We just put on some new sets like yesterday, so we're going to see how that goes. Yeah. And then the other big thing that you're going to see, again, the words you can see as we go through this. It has a traditional kind of big hit in the ballad. Again, you'll see some footwork with it, see some motion, and then we'll end with the knee at the very bottom, okay? So we'll take the second half of the ballad.
One, two, ready, go.
If there's any one single thing we've heard the most complaining about, it's going down on a knee, because it's on concrete normally. So this should feel like a cushy pillow. All right, then the next thing is we're going to do another little sample. This is a little transition, so we're going to hear ringtones, like dialing, calling somebody to talk about something. He's going to see them move up on the ringtones, and then we'll go off into the closer, which is called Boundless. So we're going to go all the way through the kind of like 2/3 of the closer, and then we'll show you the end here in just a second. And you can see there's two phrases up there in different colors, and just simple phrases. I still am stuck in the I can't do the voiceover thing yet, so we're using letters, okay? So anyway, next thing you'll hear this, and then we'll continue on through the 16 count hold.
Make sense? 16 count hold? Yeah. All right, here we go.
Now, for quite a while, we've actually gone back to using some homemade flags, and it's been a little while from recycling flags, using flags from yesteryear and those sorts of things. But these are homemade by Janet Landon, and you can see the but she's, you can see, hold them up, they're all very artful peace signs. Very nice flags. So the end is kind of your traditional end, big, flourishy, happy. We started very angular and angry at the beginning of the show, should end very happy, because now we have two people that are in agreement, we're getting along, we're having a good old time. And it's becoming a thing for us that we always try to put a couple company fronts in the show, and so there we did it again, for better or for worse. And so it's actually, there's a company front in the back, and then it'll morph and move down to another company front in the front. That makes sense. And then we'll push to the end of the show. So I hope you enjoy. This is the end of the show. Nice, happy, very flashy little end.
Yes.
1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go.
All right, guys, if you would go back to the opening lines, we'll do a full run.